beautiful 64-degree day in Buffalo. Capacity crowd, better than 80,000 turning out at Rich Stadium for this opening day matchup of the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. For Jim Kelly and his Bills, the quest begins for yet another trip to the Super Bowl. They feel they're still the best team in the AFC, while the Jets usher in the Pete Carroll era for the one-time defensive coordinator. This is head coaching debut. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Paul McGuire, and the one piece of late news: the Jets confirmed that wide receiver Rob Moore, one of the keys to their offense, will start despite the fact that he's playing with a broken wrist, so he'll be in there.
Marv, the question is, how effective will he be? And he told us he doesn't want to hurt this team. If he's not doing well, he'll take himself out.
All right, Buffalo receiving Don Beebe. On the kickoff return, reaching out to the 25-yard line. A 24-yard return. A look at that Buffalo offensive line. The one change there, Jerry Krafts in at right tackle for the departed House Ballard. They call Kraft the Condo. Get it, Paul?
Yeah.
Jim Kelly at quarterback, Thurman Thomas, Carwell Gardner, the running backs, Beebe, Reed, and Metzelars are the receivers. When they go to the pair, the double tight end, Vince Marrow checks in.
Copeland is in the ball game, number 85, right off the bat.
So one change as we get underway. The Buffalo Bills operating from their 25-yard line. And Kelly throwing on first down for Andre Reed. The Jet front seven: Washington, Evans, the new name in there, Fraze, and Lageman. Lageman and Washington shuffle at the end positions. Houston, Clifton, and Lewis are the linebackers. The number one draft pick from Texas A&M, Aaron Glenn, we would figure, will be a target. We'll also see quite a bit of Marvin Jones at the middle linebacker spot, along with Kyle Clifton. It is a second down and 10. It is a first down for Buffalo. The right corner, James Hasty, on the stop, but that's good for 16 yards.
Just remember one thing. Jim Kelly does not get signals from the sidelines. He is going to Andre Reed. Look at how far off Hasty is. When you're that far off a Reed, Kelly's going to get it to you. He reads defenses very well.
Buffalo, first down at the 40. For Thurman Thomas. Number 66, Donald Evans, getting the wraps on Thomas. Ball was knocked free, but apparently the whistle had blown, and Buffalo maintaining possession. It will be a second down and 10 at the 40-yard line. And all the Buffalo Bills have won 12 of the last 13 against the New York Jets, although in recent times there have been close games, including the two last year. Again, completes for the first down. Thomas out of the backfield on the reception, stopped by Kyle Clifton.
Interesting, but Jeff Lageman last night told us this. In order to beat the Buffalo Bills, you must stop this man, Thurman Thomas, not only running with the football, but also catching it. If Thurman Thomas has a good game, then they pretty much win the football game. If they can stop Thurman Thomas, all the Jets say, we have a very good chance of winning the game.
The Bills first down at midfield. They go with Gardner and Thomas in the backfield. Off the delay, it's Carwell Gardner.
I'll tell you, the Jets stopped because they thought, the tight end moved. Pete Metzelars moves at the line of scrimmage. Did he move before the ball? The referees didn't throw any flags or anything. The Jets seemed to stop. And Carwell Gardner decided to run. Here it is on the right-hand side. You see Metzelars, he did move. Now they're all standing around, except for one guy, Carwell Gardner.
Another Buffalo first down, moving very crisply down the field. Here's Thomas. Thurman Thomas making the cut, and it is a short pickup. Thurman Thomas, one of the NFL's premier players. Last year named to the Pro Bowl for the 5th time, led the AFC in rushing, but once again looking to bounce back from the disappointment of the Super Bowl and the personal disappointment. We had a long talk with Thurman about that the other day.
Well, he's living with himself.
Andre Reed for a Buffalo first down, hit by Ronnie Lott after picking up 15.
Andre gave us a signal. It's first down. Here's Hasty. Now, this is zone defense. Watch Hasty. He just releases him. Now, someone in the middle, there's a linebacker. They're not getting any depth. Mo Lewis, 57, if you don't get depth, you can't help out short. Kelly finds the open man Reed. First down.
First down at the 18. So Thurman Thomas is living with himself.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes.
Well, no one else in the room.
And the handoff to Thomas, who is stopped behind the line by the right defensive tackle, Paul Freys.
I thought the interesting thing talking to Pete Carroll yesterday is about the Bills, and I said, how effective is this hurry-up offense, the no-huddle? He said the only thing about it is it gives them more plays, more than anyone else. He said, but it doesn't do anything to our defense. It doesn't change what we do.
Second and 11. Kelly with the short flip for Gardner. Well, Gardner did not get much playing time last season. Ran the ball only 56 yards and 20 carries. That time made the catch out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's lined up on a wing, and when you think about Jim Kelly, here's Carwell Gardner making the catch. Jim Kelly spreads it around. I mean, he throws it to everybody. Here comes the throw. Mo Lewis hits him from behind. That's a clean hit.
Buffalo, third down and 3 at the Jet 11. Opening moments of play. Now long count by Kelly. Thurman Thomas. And he's stopped by Mo Lewis short of the first down. Bobby Houston and Mo Lewis involved on the tackle.
Field goal.
And the field goal unit is checking in. Steve Christie, who has done an excellent job, particularly when you consider the Arctic conditions later on in the season here in Buffalo. Man who last year kicked 4 game winners. And this a 28-yard attempt. The backup quarterback, Frank Wright, will hold. So Buffalo putting 3 on the board. 11 plays. They used 5.5 minutes, and they lead 3-0. Bills on a 27-yard field goal by Steve Christie with a 3-0 lead, and now Christie will kick it off to the combination of Adrian Morrell and Richie Anderson. For the Jets and Bills, this their 35th year of existence. They are 2 of the 8 original American Football League teams going back to 1960. That's a new twist here at Rich Stadium, the Buffalo Stampede. Seen in the movie Dances with Wolves, thundering across the new Jumbotron scoreboard and gets the crowd going. Adrian Morrell trying to get going. And Mark Pike made the tackle, a 22-yard return. Paul, I know you enjoyed that. A look at the Jets' offensive line. And the one change, Roger Duffy for departing free agent Dave Cadigan now with the Cincinnati Bengals. Over Esiason, the quarterback, Johnny Johnson, and Brad Baxter, the running backs, future Hall of Famer Art Monk, along with Rob Moore and Johnny Mitchell, Stevie Anderson, the man they call Forrest Gump for his blazing speed, comes in as the extra wide receiver. But the surprise is Moore, who is in there in the starting lineup. And here's Baxter getting the first call, and a short pickup for Brad Baxter. The Buffalo front 7, Mike Lodish at nose tackle for the injured Jeff Wright, who is out indefinitely with that injured shoulder. Bennett, Patton, Maddox, and Talley are the linebackers. And a new look in the secondary gone are Nate Odoms, J.D. Williams, and Mark Kelso. We also will see quite a bit of a rookie out of Notre Dame, Jeff Boris. He and Schultz are the extra defensive backs. Second down and about 6. From the 34, 85 more in motion. And again to the ground. This time Johnny Johnson hit for a loss. Bruce Smith, from his right defensive end position, made the stop on Johnny Johnson.
Bruce Smith playing the run much better. Last year he had a great year. Criswell, he gets off of Criswell, sees Johnny Johnson going up inside and makes the play. You know, the keys, we talked to Walt Corey the other day. The first thing I asked him, here are the 3 keys to defense. Stop Johnny Johnson, Play zone and watch out for Mitchell and contain Boomer. Don't let him get outside and throw the ball.
Johnny Johnson had a very strong game against the Buffalo Bills here in Buffalo. Last season, Esiason able to step up and line drives it for the first down to the tight end, Johnny Mitchell. A 19-yard pass play. Darby and Maddox made the stop.
Now, this is the guy I was talking about. Watch Mitchell. He's going to come down. He gets behind the linebackers, and when he does, they're playing zone defense. There's the ball to Mitchell. This is the guy they have to stop short. Now, when you look at the keys, he was number 2. There he is. Stop Johnny Johnson. Beware of Mitchell. Now, Pete Carroll, we talked to him the next day. It's almost the same. They're going to run the ball, Boomer to Mitchell, and execute correctly. So far, they're executing correctly.
First down at the Buffalo 46-yard line. Johnson stopped again. And they have stopped Johnson on his first 2 attempts. This time, Marcus Patton, Phil Hansen combined. Getting back to the subject of Rob Moore, who is in there, was in the starting lineup. Now, Paul, we are not doctors, but I have to question Moore pushing it, taking a chance of putting himself out for a long period playing with that broken wrist. After all, this is only the first game of the season.
See, I totally agree with you. I mean, this is the Buffalo Bills. They're in their division. He did not play last year against the Buffalo Bills. He wants to play. But again, how effective will he be?
Second down, 7. And Esiason to the sideline. Nice move by Thornton after the catch. James Thornton stopped by the strong safety Henry Jones with help from Cornelius Bennett.
I just think the majority of the catches that are going to be made today by the Jets are going to be the tight ends. Mitchell, Thornton, and there's more here. And I agree with you, Marv, but I think he's smart enough. Last night he was very, very tentative about it, and he said, look, I don't want to hurt this team. If I can help, I'll stay in there. If I can't, but the thing about it is they're going to have to hit him in the numbers with the ball. If he has to go down for a catch or above his head, there's a cast that goes across that hand. It's going to hinder him.
Third down and 1 at the Buffalo 37. Johnson recovered for the first down by the tight end, Johnny Mitchell. So a break for the Jets.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't like this play, and I'll tell you why I don't like the play. Look how far Boomer has to go back to get to Johnson. He goes back 3 yards. Now that gives the defense a chance to react. Bruce Smith gets in, causes the fumble. Mitchell gets the ball. Here's Mitchell. Now he's blocking on Talley on the outside. He sees the ball bounce right back into his hands. I don't like the play because it's too deep for 1 yard. You've got to run 5 yards to get 1. In which they didn't pick up the first down.
7th play of the drive. But the Jets getting the break on the fumble and do collect the first down. It's Johnson to the outside. Out of the 30-yard line. Johnny Johnson picked up on a draft day trade. A trade that proved to be excellent for the Jets. That last year, the Jets acquiring him in a swap of first-round picks with the Phoenix Cardinals. He had worn out the welcome in Phoenix and had a terrific first season with the Jets and turned out to be a very popular player among this club.
He's very welcome in New York. I think they like him.
He was voted the Jets' most valuable player, turning it around following the turmoil in Phoenix. It's a second down and 6. Baxter. He's gang tackled. Patton, Maddox, Smith, all involved. For Boomer Esiason, it was not what you would call a sparkling preseason. In fact, Jack Trudeau, the backup quarterback who came over as a free agent from Indianapolis, had a splendid preseason, and a little controversy started to stir up as to whether perhaps the Jets should go to Jack Trudeau, but that was all thrown out early by Pete Carroll. In fact, Boomer told us yesterday he coasted through preseason, but you put the preseason next to the fact that the Jets fell down the stretch the final 6 games offensively last year, and you can understand why questions have been raised. Third down and 3 off the draw. It is a first down and more for Johnson. Matt Darby, the free safety, made the stop, and the Jets, with a good-looking drive, have a first down inside the 20.
This is a quick draw. He goes back to Johnson, 39. This is a quick draw. You see, everybody sets up like pass. That holds the defensive lineman from rushing across. When they hold up for pass, they sit there and take a look. Johnson picks up the first down. That's a pretty play.
The Jets first down of the Buffalo 18, 10th play of the drive. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. first quarter, the Jets trailed the Bills 3-0. Esiason out of the reach for James Thornton.
You know, he really has to take a look at Art Monk. Art Monk was played 1-1 that time by Thomas Smith, number 28. Art Monk went to the end zone, came back, and he was wide open. He's got to take a look at Monk. This guy's caught more balls than anybody in professional football.
Art Monk signing with the Jets as a free agent after an illustrious 14-year career with the Washington Redskins. Second down and 10 at the Buffalo 18. Esiason looking end zone, fires, has another first down. It'll be first and goal as this time he combines with the tight end James Thornton. A 13-yard pickup. The tackle made by Matt Darby.
Matt Darby's covering Thornton one-on-one. Now, Boomer wasn't looking at Thornton. You're right. He was looking at the end zone. He's looked to his left, and then he comes back, and he sees Thornton breaking on Darby, 43. They pick up the first down. They're at the 5-yard line. First and goal. You know, I said something to Boomer. We're talking about another quarterback. It's not important. I said, you know, this guy is having a tough time. He can't throw the ball over 40 yards. Boomer's, I mean, it was very interesting. He says, you don't have to throw the ball over 40 yards in the National Football League to be successful.
Well, Boomer has heard some criticism about the lack of long throws, and he was answering it there. Here's Johnny Johnson. The Jets felt that they held onto the ball. Looked like it was loose for just a moment, and apparently Johnson able to hang on right near the goal line. All right, here's another look. We will see the ball pop out.
Take a look down, and you'll see number 62, Roger Duffy. He spots the ball, and the ball's right at his feet. The ball is out. Johnson gets it back. Duffy was on top of it also.
The Jets have had the football for 7 minutes and 40 seconds. A minute 45 left in this first quarter. Driving for the goal line. Touchdown, Brad Baxter. But a flag has been thrown. Referee is Jerry Austin in his 13th NFL season.
Offsides, the right defensive end. Half a distance to the goal. Repeat, second down.
That would be Bruce Smith if he's the right defensive end. Look, Bruce. That me? Thank you. It could have been Henry Jones, who also is the safety. Well, he says the right end. Now that right there is Henry Jones. He's over the line. So we got a timeout on the field.
And apparently they killed the play. It'll be a second and goal at the 1-yard line. And a timeout is taken with a minute and 28 remaining in the first.
3 years ago, Consumers Digest named the Oldsmobile
Leave home without it. And by Heineken, just being the best is enough.
Well, regular season tailgating underway here at Rich Stadium. And Brad Baxter shaken up on that last play. Been replaced by Richie Anderson, second-year man out of Penn State. A minute and 28 remaining in this first quarter. Long drive being pulled off here by the Jets. They're trailing the Bills 3-0. 27-yard field goal by Steve Christie earlier this first quarter. It is a second and goal at the 1.
Sneak it, Boomer.
Now the handoff to Johnson. Johnny Johnson stopped by Bruce Smith.
Bruce is saying, hey, don't come my way. They always said, when you got a guy that fast, it's easy to run at him. Now, Anderson gets an excellent block inside. Look at Anderson. He gets a block, but he trips, and then Bruce Smith makes the play. Here comes Anderson 20. He gets inside and makes a block. But Bruce Smith is so quick, he comes from inside and not outside. Maddox is also there with him. They lost 1.5 yards on that play.
It's a third and goal at the 2. Now Johnson lines up in the slot. This is Anderson. Did they stop him? Yes, they did. Mark Maddox upending.
You know,
all Anderson.
Marv, I'm sorry, but you know all he has to do? All Anderson had to do was stick the ball over the goal line. He was there. fumbles reach out. Once the ball breaks the plane, even if the ball is knocked down, it's not a fumble, it's a touchdown. Here it is from the goal line. Look at this. Number 20 is Anderson. Here he goes in. If he reaches the ball across the goal line, he's got touchdown.
What a play, though, by Mark Maddox as this first quarter comes to a close. It's Buffalo 3, New York nothing. For the rookie head coach, Pete Carroll, he says he's going for it. What do you think?
What did he say yesterday? Boy, I don't want to make a major mistake. I don't think this is a major mistake. I think, hey, they're down there. They're about as close as you're going to get without scoring. And I don't know if I would go that deep drop back to the halfback. Gomer on a quarterback sneak would work.
It's a 4th and goal from about a yard out. Anderson. And this time he is in. Richie Anderson, who was a touchdown specialist at Penn State, among Penn State's all-time leading scorers. And he makes that decision of Pete Carroll pay off. Big hole on the right side, and he is able to work his way in.
Oh, Johnny Johnson got an excellent block, and that enabled him. But Pete Carroll, you think his heart wasn't pumping? Watch him when he scored. Is he in? Is he in? Is he in? Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Boy, his heart can get up. Sound like those Buffalo at the beginning.
15 plays, 70 yards. Jets had the ball for 9 minutes and 45 seconds. And now the extra point attempt from one of the great ones, Nick Lowery. The Jets take a 7-3 lead on the Bills as this second quarter gets underway.
If you buy a Honda Accord DX for over 14 grand, here's just a few of the things you won't get.
Everybody. He congratulated everybody. He thanked everybody. Look, they try to find something. Hey, great job. Nice job. Please, somebody talk to me. Nice job. Hey, great job. Guys want to go sit down. Pete, will you get away from us? But it was a great decision. And I'm going to tell you something. One thing about this decision that he made is that the players love him for it because it gives them confidence in the offense and the offensive line. And these guys will respect that.
Certainly one of the most enthusiastic coaches in the National Football League. Very affable, very popular. Pete Carroll, Buffalo's secondary coach back in 1984. That his first pro job, a team that won 2 and dropped 14.
They lost 11 straight.
Yes, he has fond memories of that season. Copeland and Beebe are back for the kickoff. It's a short kick. Beebe not able to find the running room. Glenn Cadrez on the stop. We'll be right back.
A punctual boy.
For the 94 Gatorade Punt, Pass, and Kick competition. It's open to boys and girls ages 8 to 15 with local competition held in every NFL city. No charge for participation. Call 1-800-NFL-SNAP.
A moment ago, we made mention of those 1984 Buffalo Bills, a team that went 2-14 under Kay Stevenson. Pete Carroll, the secondary coach.
Hasn't changed.
Looks the same.
I know. It's one of those guys that he just doesn't age.
42 years old to be 43 in about a week and a half. We asked Pete, how did you get the job here in Buffalo? He said, I came cheap.
Yeah, they wanted a nickel and dime guy.
Yeah. Oh. In the secondary. Very nice. All right, Jim Kelly, who's hit 4 out of 5. That time had the pass deflected. Intended for Thurman Thomas. Marvin Washington got a piece of it. Jim Kelly had a solid preseason. Last year, a so-so year for Kelly, but he did rise in the playoffs. Strong games against the Raiders and the Chiefs. Bothered by tendonitis in the right shoulder. There was talk at one point about perhaps needing surgery, but says it feels much better. Able to hook up with Andre Reed for a first down. Mo Lewis on the stop.
Andre Reed is on the outside on Aaron Glenn, number 31, the rookie, and you know they're going to go there. And we talked to Aaron yesterday, and he knew that they were going to come over there, and they did.
Very fine first 3 weeks for Aaron Glenn, operating at the left cornerback position. Next week he faces Elway and then Marino. Kelly facing pressure and then hit down. Kelly taken down by Marvin Jones, the second-year man from Florida State who's made it back from a fractured hip injury. Good pressure by Jeff Lageman.
Jeff Lageman is there, and Jeff Lageman loves to play against Fina. At least that's what he told us. But Lageman came from the other side this time. He actually came from Kraft's side. But he moves around. He plays right side and left side defensive end.
Second down and 9. Inside handoff. Thurman Thomas trying to took to the outside with a sidearm, but he's covered by Jones.
I really thought that was interesting, though, talking to Pete Carroll when he asked me, how much does hurry up, and I'm going to mention it again, hurry up bothers him. He said it really doesn't. It doesn't do anything to our defense. It doesn't change a thing. We know what they're going to run. They have 11. We have 11. The only thing that it does, it gives them more plays than anybody else.
You feel that Buffalo would not be as effective because of the rhythm of the no-huddle if they did not go no-huddle, that they're so accustomed to running it?
We saw them in preseason a few times when they went without the no-huddle, Marv, and they were terrible.
Third down and 5. And Kelly almost intercepted. Went through the hands of Marvin Jones. The pass intended for Andre Reed.
Mo Lewis was there also, number 57. Now, I don't know whether it was Mo Lewis or Marvin, but I think it's Mo Lewis, number 57. It goes through his hands. And that's another reason why, Mo, you're playing defense.
Mo Lewis, though, a real ball hawk type player, was Mo who had a shot at it.
He's a super player.
And the first punt of the day, Chris Moore from his 32. Clifford Hicks, a one-time Buffalo Bill, on the return. Hicks able to work his way off one tackle, then good coverage, and he's brought down at about the 23. Adam Lingner involved on the stop. 36-yard punt, 4-yard return.
You're watching
NFL Live coming up at halftime.
Neon Dion, huh? We got all that's in there. He was Neon Dion Sanders.
Get the idea, Mike Dick, a big fan of Deion Sanders?
Real big fan. Huge.
7-3. Jets over the Bills. We're early in the second quarter. Johnny Johnson getting the call. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire from Buffalo. Crowd of 80,000 on hand on opening day. The New York Jets, as we mentioned earlier, have struggled offensively. You recall last year, Paul, they opened up, in fact, with a 7-4 record. Were able to score points, led by Boomer Esiason, got off to the good start, but not the case down the stretch. They scored only 36 points their final 6 games and did not make the playoffs.
And you don't beat anybody scoring 6 points, boy. I'm sorry.
And a new offensive coordinator now running the show for the Jets. One-time 49er assistant Ray Sherman. Johnson is stopped back behind the line. Bruce Smith and Henry Jones hitting Johnny Johnson for the loss.
They have a blitz coming, and Bruce Smith comes just down the line of scrimmage. You've got to kick out on Bruce Smith. He's the guy in the backfield. Henry Jones is there, but Bruce Smith makes the play. I mean, you just can't. No matter where you're going, if you're going to run away from him, you got to back block him. You've got to turn and make sure that he does not get into the flow of the play because he's quick enough to get down the line.
Third down and 10 from the Jet 24. Again, Johnson trying to pick his way. Picked up the yard. That's it. Strong safety. Henry Jones with the pop.
I don't understand that series of downs unless they're seeing something that we didn't see. But that didn't show me anything. There's Sherman right there. We're talking about the offensive coordinator, and he's shaking his head.
The Jets trying to run a 49er-style offense since Ray Sherman joined the team. A short passing attack, play-action passing, trying to do more after the catch. Jeff Burris, the rookie from Notre Dame, who in the final preseason game against Kansas City returned the punt for 82 yards, fielding the Brian Hansen boot. Here comes Burris. And he's hit down at the 25. He was stopped in his tracks. Anthony Johnson made the stop.
Pringles Light has become Pringles Right Crisps. Still a third less fat. And now
Bills head coach Marv Levy at 66. He is the NFL's oldest active head coach. Bills owner Ralph Wilson says Marv can keep the job for as long as he wants. However, he was referring to me.
onside. Double tight end for the Bills.
It's a first down at the 24. The double tight ends, Metzelars and Morrow and Thurman Thomas stopped at the line. While New England jumping in front of Miami on that Kevin Turner 1-yard run. Dallas with the early lead on Pittsburgh. The Rams over Buddy Ryan of the Arizona Cardinals. Off the fake, Kelly through the hands of Pete Metzelars. He should have had it.
You're absolutely right. I mean, that play was set up beautifully. It was a bootleg. Kelly comes out to the outside, and you're out there virtually by yourself, and you're waiting for the tight end. Metzelars coming across the field. Look at Metzelars is open. This ball hits him right in the hands. You don't drop those. And Metzelars should catch. I mean, he's up there high enough. He's 6'12".
Pete goes 6'7", 250 pounds. Last year, 68 receptions to lead the Bills. Now Kelly goes sideline, intended for Reed, and did he pick it off? Apparently, Ronnie Lott on the deflection caught it, but he was out of bounds.
Oh, Aaron Glenn, what great coverage. Kelly takes a long time to get out. Aaron Glenn, 31, the rookie. On Andre Reed, 83. Watch the coverage. This is perfect. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. And then Ronnie Lott catches the ball. Watch this, off the hands. You got to have control of it going out of bounds.
Kelly only 1 for 5 in this second quarter. And the return by Clifford Hicks. He's ripped down, took a shot. The coverage here has been superb at both ends. Carwell Gardner getting a piece of Clifford Hicks. 42-yard punt, 7-yard return. We'll be back in Buffalo in a moment.
Excuse me.
Back to Rich Stadium in Buffalo. 9:41 remaining in the first half. The Jets 7 and the Bills 3. And the Jets first down at their 42-yard line. Esiason with the time and then took a hit. Johnson not able to hold on. Cornelius Bennett putting the pressure on. Reminder, next Saturday, Notre Dame football here on NBC. 2:30 Eastern time starting time as Michigan goes up against the Irish. Last night, Notre Dame with that 42-15 victory over Northwestern. Ron Paulus, 18 of 24, 291 yards, 4 touchdowns. And there's the #1 draft pick of the Buffalo Bills, Jeff Boris. Out of Notre Dame, defensive coordinator Walt Corey saying that he is a young Duron Cherry. Esiason throwing it away.
And Cornelius Bennett, number 97, on Mitchell, one-on-one. And that was tremendous coverage by Cornelius Bennett. And Boomer Esiason just throws the ball away. Watch this. This is linebacker on tight end. Cornelius Bennett, man-to-man. That push. I mean, you're not allowed to get your hands on him 5 yards down the field, but the official obviously realized that the pass wasn't catchable.
Boomer Esiason, 3 of 6, only 38 yards. Looking at a third down and 10. Monk in motion.
Mitchell,
look out.
Mitchell left.
And we'll hear the call from the referee, Jerry Austin.
I think Mitchell left about a day and a half early.
Yes.
For the snap, all start. Number 86.
I would think so.
5 yards. It's still third down.
First penalty of the day on the Jets.
They call this a false start. False? No, that's a positive start.
Third down and 15. Scoring rundown. Steve Christie, 28-yard field goal. And then Richie Anderson, a 1-yard run, capping off a 15-play drive for a 7-3 Jet lead. Johnson in the open field. Johnny Johnson has a first down. Thomas Smith, the right corner, made the stop.
Bruce Smith, red screen. He just couldn't get there. He didn't know whether he should go after Boomer Esiason or cover Johnny Johnson. Watch Bruce Smith on the left of the screen, number 78. Watch, he knows. See, he sees screen. He knows it's there, but now he can't get back. Johnson moves upfield and makes the play. He got caught in that zone where do I go after the quarterback or am I really right about the halfback catching the ball?
The Jets now have a first down at the Buffalo 46. Art Monk not able to hold on. So Esiason going to Monk for the first time. Art Monk caught only 2 passes during the course of preseason. The NFL's all-time leader in receptions with 888, and this is one you rarely see.
Yeah, he was looking downfield. Thomas Smith was way off. He was going to run before he caught the ball. But now don't be surprised you see that little hitch and then go by Monk.
2nd and 10. Off the draw, Johnson. Mike Lodish, Marcus Patton involved on the stop. Art Monk, a very smart, physical receiver, 36 years of age. In his 15th season out of Syracuse. Art Monk, the all-time leader, as we mentioned, 888 catches.
Would have been that easy 889.
It's a 3rd and 6. Esiason had the time. Johnson stopped short of the first down. Mickey Washington, the left corner, and the outside linebacker Cornelius Bennett made the stop.
You're seeing the Bills do something that they don't do a lot of, and that's blitzing. They're a pretty solid defensive football team without blitzing, and that time they did blitz, but they played pass coverage very well. Especially that guy, Cornelius Bennett, number 97.
So Brian Hansen, whose first punt was a 57-yarder. Burris back at his 10-yard line. Brian Hansen spent 5 years with the Saints, on to New England and Cleveland. And now the Jets. Fair catch, handled by Burris. So this is a 22-yard punt, giving the ball back to the Bills.
The car on the right was filled with
Sequest music.
I loved it. You know, and I'm looking here. They don't have anybody lining up on Thurman Thomas.
Herbert has been quiet to this point. Gardner able to break free. Out to the 25. Brian Washington and Aaron Glenn combined to make the stop.
Talking to the Jets, they say the one thing is Thurman Thomas. They stop him, they have a chance. But now they're all concentrating on Thurman Thomas. Carwell Gardner, he's getting some excellent blocking. Fina comes around and blocks. And Carwell Gardner picks up 9 yards on the play.
Again in the hole, a big hole for Gardner. And he has a first down. Carwell Gardner, not a guy who carried the ball much last season. 56 yards, only 20 carries. Missed 3 games with a hamstring injury. Primarily a short yardage blocker and a very strong special teams player.
He really is. And, you know, Thurman Thomas, 5 rushes, 7 yards, 1 reception, 11 yards. And the Jets feel if they shut Thurman Thomas down, they have a very good chance of winning the ball game.
Play action on first down. Kelly with the tie. Again, it's Gardner pulling his way across the 40-yard line. Marvin Jones was there, and suddenly Carwell Gardner is the featured back in the Buffalo offense.
Let me tell you about Carwell Gardner, number 35. Here he comes out. It's just this. He is not the primary target. He's just a dump-off man. He gets himself open. Jim Kelly has no one to throw to downfield because of the coverage. But Carwell Gardner was a guy that everybody in town thought, I'll get to it in a second.
Second down and 5. And it's Thomas on the first down. Sideline pattern for Thurman Thomas. Made the catch in front of Brian Washington.
All these people in town are talking about get rid of Carwell Gardner. You save yourself a lot of money. You can pick up someone else because they don't use the fullback that much. He's going to quiet a lot of people. Now here's Thurman Thomas out on Washington. And he makes a nice play to get to the outside. He's got excellent hands.
Second catch of the day for Thomas. First down at midfield. The Jets 7 and the Bills 3 with 5:20 to go in the first half. Again, it's Gardner. Carwell Gardner stopped by the left defensive tackle, Donald Evans. Donald Evans signed as a free agent after 4 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Also saw service with the Rams And the Eagles starting up front with Washington and Fraze and Loggeman. Second down and 7. Again to the sideline, intended for Thomas, covered by Glenn.
Well, they've got to look at Andre Reed, because that time what the Jets did, they shifted up. They left Andre Reed, number 83, uncovered. Then Ronnie Lott came up and missed him, and Reed was open going down the middle. Watch Reed. Here comes Lott on the left. You see Lott come by? He lets him go. There's nobody on Andre Reed. He's looking, whoa. Throw it here.
3rd and 7. At the Jet 47. Deep drop by Kelly. Facing the pressure. On the screen, Thomas. And he's hit hard from behind. Stopped across the 45 by Mo Lewis.
What a great read. But, you know, a linebacker, this is a tough play because you have all the offensive linemen in front of you. Mo Lewis makes an outstanding play. He's the guy that stops it. He gets in behind the lineman. Number 57, left of your screen. Watch Mo Lewis. He'll go out. He now reads screen. See all those linemen? Watch what he does. Bye, bang.
And the punting unit checked in. Here's Chris Moore. And popped it deep. And it's picked up by Clifford Hicks.
Marv, this is a great play by Clifford Hicks because the Bills already touched the ball. If Clifford Hicks runs the ball 50 yards and fumbles, the Bills get the ball. They would have the ball back where the Bills touched it. Watch this heads-up play by Clifford Hicks. You're going to see the ball bounce. Hicks is on the left. He sees it touched. Now watch what he does. He knows now that even if he fumbles the ball, the Jets still have the ball because the Bills have already downed it. Heads up.
33-yard punt and a 15-yard return by Hicks. Receiving congratulations at the Jets bench. So first down at the 25-yard line. Johnny Johnson got the call. Hanson and Gogenius combined to make the tackle.
Marv, we talked about Rob Moore at the beginning. The big surprise, he's going to play. He's got that coming off that broken wrist. And he's trying to block one hand. That's holding. They're holding each other.
Hey, calm down.
They haven't even looked his way. And if that's the case, then I don't know why he's there. Because he's not scaring anybody. And what the Bills are doing, they're putting one man on him, and that's Thomas Smith. They're really not double covering him.
Rob Moore had a screw inserted in his wrist back in mid-August, wearing that small protective splint. Esiason dumped it off. The diving catch made by Monk.
They got to slow down Bruce Smith somewhere along the line. They're going to get Boomer killed. Excellent catch. But, you know, Rob Moore, they got one-on-one coverage on this guy, and they're not even looking at him. And you would think with his speed, again, the ball's going to have to hit him in the numbers because he can't extend that arm because in the cast across, you can see there in the cast, it goes across the palm of his hand, and it makes it very difficult to catch the ball.
And Paul, that dump-off reception pulled off by Monk, the first catch by a Jet wide receiver. Timeout has been taken here by the Bills with 2:34 to go in the first half.
What happened is Bruce Smith was supposed to line up somewhere. He didn't like the lineup. When he looked down the line, he wasn't sure. He went over to Cornelius Bennett. Going to be the captain now. Call timeout. Don't do anything you want.
Bruce Smith coming off his best all-around season, making it to his 6th Pro Bowl. Last year, you know, he came up with his first interception against the New York Jets. A diving circus catch, as he likes to describe it.
Right after that,
pass.
Yeah, right after that, they wanted to play wide receiver. Said Andre Reed, look at this.
When we resume, it will be a 3rd down and 3 for the Jets at their 32. The Jets 7 and the Bills 3. Opening day in the National Football League, and for the Jets, the start of the Pete Carroll era. This is debut as the 9th full-time head coach in club history. Made one major decision earlier on a 4th and goal from the 1. Going for the score rather than the field goal, the short field goal, and as it turned out, Richie Anderson ran it in.
Got Anthony Johnson split out to the right.
Johnny Johnson right at the marker. Stopped by Cornelius Bennett. And it's a first down for the Jets.
Cornelius Bennett just makes an outstanding hit. Johnny Johnson is coming out to the outside to the right of your screen. And just watch this. He catches, gets the first down, but Cornelius Bennett labels him. You know, Marv, this game started out like a 100-yard dash, and it's turned into about a 3-mile walk. They're just not doing anything.
Both teams revved up at the start. It has slowed down considerably. 2 minutes to go in the half. Back in a moment. NFL Live halftime report. Greg Gumbel, Joe Gibbs, Mike Ditka. All the scores and highlights of today's action. That is coming up at halftime. 2 minutes remaining in this first half here in Buffalo. The Jets with a 7-3 lead on the Bills, and a first down for the Jets from their 36-yard line. A very sociable head coach, Pete Carroll.
And he'll talk to anybody to listen. He said, "Did you see that call I made down there, that fourth down deal?" Referee said, "Sure, I saw it. I called a touchdown."
And Esiason looking to throw. Incomplete, intended for the tight end. Johnny Mitchell, covered by Marcus Patton.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you what. Cornelius Bennett is the guy that's in the backfield, number 97. He gets in and disrupts this whole play. Now, Mitchell is being covered by Marcus Patton. Watch, the ball will be behind. The reason that's being thrown behind is because Cornelius Bennett is from behind, is the guy that's on. Number 97, you see him on the ground. He's the guy that hit Boomer.
Report on Brad Baxter, who was forced out earlier, suffering turf toe. His return is questionable, so that's why we are seeing from time to time Anthony Johnson in the backfield or lined up in the slot. Esiason for Johnny Johnson. Boomer Esiason is now 7 of 13, 69 yards.
Bennett's complaining Mala's holding him. You judge. You think 75's holding? Bennett, watch this. Think this is hold? Oh, I would think so. He went to the official and said, "Wait a minute. I'm not that big."
That's the right tackle. Ciapelli, Malamala. Criswell and Malamala at the tackles. Duffy, White are the guards. Sweeney at center. The Jets with only 104 total yards. They had 70 on that long opening drive. Third down and 10. Timing pattern, and the catch is made by Johnny Mitchell. Johnny Mitchell making it into a long gainer.
That time, Bruce Smith switches with Cornelius Bennett. Cornelius Bennett goes to the right side of the defensive line. Bruce Smith comes to the left side of the defensive line. And then Mitchell, what a catch, and then run after the catch. Mitchell coming off the line. Gets open. Now watch the catch, and then he takes a hit right there. When he takes the hit, he just moves. Mickey Washington hits him. He just bounces off and heads on down the field. Darby, 43, is going to run him out of bounds. But this is one of the keys the Buffalo Bills said they had to do. They had to stop Johnny Johnson. That's number one. And number two was to stop Johnny Mitchell.
A 55-yard pass play, but it was Mitchell going 44 yards after the reception and then knocked out of bounds just inside the 10. Timeout is called with 1:40 remaining in this first half. And when we come back, it'll be Jet ball inside the 10-yard line. Looking through for the touchdown. Johnny Johnson with a hard driving move, and the Jets extend the lead on the Bills.
Jim Sweeney up in the middle. The blocking between Duffy, Sweeney, and White right in the middle of the line. And then James Thornton, number 80, goes in motion, comes back, and then peels back into the middle of the line and opens the hole, and Johnny Johnson scores the touchdown.
Jets 13 and the Bills 3, and now Nick Lowry will attempt the extra point.
This is a quiet crowd for 80,000 people.
So Lowry puts it through, and the Jets with a 14-3 lead on a Buffalo Bill franchise that has won the last 6 opening day games. That's the longest active streak in the NFL.
All right, number 80 is Thornton. Watch him. He goes in. The block, look at the block that he makes right in the center of the line, and I believe that's Lodish, number 73, that he blocks. This has been a question with Jeff Wright out. Lodish in the middle, stopping the running game up the middle. The Bills had a lot of problems with it last year, and that play there was absolutely perfect. Thornton goes in motion, comes back, and then goes back into the line of scrimmage, right into on the nose tackle. Just an outstanding block.
The touchdown set up by the Boomer Esiason. Johnny Mitchell pass play that went for 55 yards. Actually, as we mentioned, 44 after the catch by Mitchell.
All right, right here, this is Thornton. Now he was in motion this way, then he comes back. Now watch, he's going to go right in here and hit the nose tackle. This is Thornton, the man that's going to make the play. Here he comes down. Sweeney releases on the linebacker. Thornton makes the block and buries his man, and that's touchdown.
Down to a minute and 36 remaining in this first half.
His arms look like my legs.
Yes. And there's the new offensive coordinator for the New York Jets, Ray Sherman, who has to be very pleased about what he's seen here in the first half. Don Beebe with the kickoff return to the outside with Burrow. Don Beebe, who has exceptional speed, with a very impressive return. He went 41 yards.
Anthony Johnson finally runs him out of bounds, and here's Beebe. He's going to look. The return is to the right. He sets it up by going left first, and when he gets to the outside, one thing that he shouldn't do here is really slow down, because you see all those white shirts, you're not going to fake anybody out. Get as many yards as you can, and then get out of bounds. He might have picked up an extra 2. That's about all.
First down at the 44 for Jim Kelly. And the Bills. Kelly 8 of 14, 81 yards. And it's dropped by Thurman Thomas, covered by the right corner, James Hasty.
Do you see the hustle that time by Marvin Jones? I mean, that ball's on the ground. He doesn't know whether it's dropped or not. He just went to pick up the ball. Billy Brooks is in the game, number 80, for the first time. Copeland in the game.
Second down and 10 at the 44. And it is caught by Brooks in front of Hasty, and now they say no catch.
Well, what a play by Hasty. James Hasty, number 40, I mean, he's there. The ball's there to Brooks, and Hasty's there at the same time. There's no question about this call. Look at ball there. There's Hasty. That's just an outstanding play. He's the first guy to say, no, they catch it.
James Hasty, a man who's made it back from the arthroscopic knee surgery, missed the first 3 preseason games. Third down play. Kelly has it picked up. Marvin Washington coming up with the football.
Jeff Marv Lageman just blows by the outside from the left-hand defensive end, hits Kelly. Kelly's trying to pop the ball away. The ball comes out. Washington interception. And now the Jets have another chance. They have a minute, 11 seconds, and 2 timeouts. Here it comes. From the right-hand side of the screen, 56 Lageman. He's there. He forces Kelly to pop the ball up in the air. Now, whether they had to call that an incomplete pass or not, if the ball would hit the ground or not, we don't know. But take a look what happened. There's Washington. Here it is. Ball's in the air. Intercepted. Lageman causes it.
So the Jets take over at the Buffalo 37 with a minute 11 remaining in this first half. Johnson to the outside. He will stop by Johnny Johnson. Ed Filion, Darryl Talley making the stop. Timeout being called by the Jets. The interception by Marvin Washington, the first of his NFL career, giving the ball back to the Jets with another opportunity to put points on the board. A minute and 6 remaining in this first half, and the Jets with a 14-3 lead.
All right, Lageman, usually lines up at the right defensive end. Well, this time he's on the left-hand side. He beats Crafts, number 66. He just runs right by Crafts and hits Kelly. The ball goes up in the air. Fina makes the tackle on Washington, but the Jets have the ball inside the 40-yard line at about the 36. I don't understand the first call. Buffalo Bills open the scoring with a 28-yard field goal.
And the Jets controlling the ball for 9 minutes and 45 seconds, able to punch it over from the 1. And the long gainer, Esiason to Mitchell, set up the touchdown to Johnny Johnson. The Jets with a 14-3 lead and threatening right here. Esiason throwing sideline. And Rod Moore makes the catch in front of Mickey Washington. So Rod Moore, playing with the broken wrist, was able to put the turn on Washington and come up with the reception. Good for 24 yards.
All right, Rob Moore breaking to the outside. Washington knows he has help on the inside, but he doesn't have it on the outside, and Moore makes the catch. Pete Carroll, do you like it? You like it? Yeah. Whoa, baby. Well, he's got to get a little more animated, I think, doesn't he?
Such a low-key individual. First down at the 13-yard line. Esiason getting the time, had the pass knocked down.
Cornelius Bennett knew he couldn't get to him, so all he did was just sit there and wait for Boomer Esiason to throw, jumped up and knocked the ball down. Here it is. Boomer's going to be looking to his left all the way. You see Cornelius Bennett, number 97, just sitting there in front of Duffy, just jumps up and knocks the ball down. Second down, still 56 seconds to go, and the Jets have one timeout remaining. And they also have Nick the Kick Lowery.
As having Nick Lowery on the roster providing much confidence for the Jets, who have fond memories of the game against Buffalo last year. That's a timeout taken by the Jets, their final timeout. Remember, Carrie Blanchard missed 3 field goals in a game against Buffalo last year that contributed to putting the Jets out of the playoffs, and including in the array of 3 missed field goals was one with just under a minute remaining from 42 yards away that would have given the Jets a come-from-behind win over Buffalo.
And remember yesterday what Boomer said, too. We'll take a look at this replay first of Blanchard, and then we'll talk about Boomer.
Week 15, the Jets losing to Buffalo 16-14. And Blanchard missed 3, including the potential game winner. A demoralizing loss for the Jets that helped knock them out of the playoffs. Former head coach Bruce Coslett with a head down, and Louis Aguiar trying to provide some sympathy for Carrie Blanchard. Both kickers are gone, and now it's a combination of that man, Nick Lowery, a future Hall of Famer, and Brian Hansen, who has done a good job.
Well, Lowery kicked 2 winning field goals in preseason, and Boomer said, boy, you know, it really makes the team feel good, the offense. You're going down the field, you're in a position, and you know all you got to do is call on number 8, and you're going to get 3.
Second down and 10 at the Buffalo 13 with 56 seconds left in the half. Esiason throwing for the end zone. Too high for Johnny Mitchell, who can leap. Mitchell in the back of the end zone.
Well, Boomer's actually throwing the ball away. Boomer spins out and gets away from the defense. That's Philly and coming at number 71. He comes in. But watch where he throws this ball. The only place it's got to be a terrific catch, but I don't think Mitchell would have been able to come down in bounds anyway.
So that brings up a third down.
Is he
10-10. Johnny Johnson down the hall, gets inside the 10-yard line. Jets have used all their timeouts. Clock running, 40 seconds remaining, first half.
When you run a play like that, you're going for 3. They want to put at least 3 points on the board. No gambling on third down and long. Let's get the ball in the middle of the field if we can. And we got Nick Lowery. This is the guy we talked about. And after all that's been said, please don't miss it.
It's a 27-yard attempt by one of the most accurate kickers in the history of the NFL. Third on the all-time scoring list. Brian Hansen will put it down. And he puts it right through. It has been a very impressive first half for the Jets. It has gone exactly the way, and we talked about this last night with Pete Carroll, the way he visualized it.
Offensively and defensively. You know, and these guys were confident. We saw the Bills on Friday, and I've never seen a team more relaxed than the Buffalo Bills were then and are now. I don't know if they're going to be too relaxed going in at halftime down 17-3. But the thing about Pete Carroll and his group when they came in, and starting with Loggeman, Boomer Esiason said, we are going to win this football game. We just feel that we're going to win this football game.
Well, guys say that every week.
But I mean, well, not when he was with a bad team.
Yes, maybe not with Cincinnati the last couple of years, but you hear that all the time. But there is a degree of confidence on the Jets that we have not seen the last few years. However, keep in mind, this a Jet team that can think back to last season and a number of situations where they had big leads in the second half and were not able to hold on. And I'm sure that's in the minds of a good portion of this roster.
I would think so. And they have 30 minutes and 5 seconds to hold on.
Last season, they blew a 21-0 lead in one game. They were up 17-0 and lost it. Only 5 seconds to go in the half. Jim Kelly only 4 of 12, 29 yards in the second quarter. Also intercepted once. 8 of 17 overall. And the kick by Lowry puts it on the ground. Ron Beebe brought down across the 35-yard line. And time has run out in this first half. So the Jets with a 17-3 lead on the Bills. And we go to Greg Gumbel at our New York studio. 8 of 17, 81 yards in all.
Well, when you see the Bills 2 turnovers, one just at the half, they fumbled. Beebe fumbled on the kickoff, but the time had run out on the clock. The Jets did get the fumble. But you take a look at it, 196 yards total offense for the Jets. That's pretty good.
And Paul, if Pete Carroll and the Jets win today, Pete Carroll, with a record of 1-0, would become the only coach in the history of the Jets and the New York Titans to have a winning record. You go back to Sammy Baugh, who coached the New York Titans, the predecessors of the Jets, with Bruce Coslett preceding Pete Carroll, and a fellow by the name of Joe Walton preceding Pete Carroll. And Joe Walton yesterday in his debut as head coach of Robert Morris College came through with a 24-19 victory over Waynesburg College. The Colonials knocking off the Yellow Jackets, it should be pointed out. Joe Walton, who after he was fired by the Jets, went on to be the offensive coordinator for Pittsburgh Steelers, and then out of football for a couple of years, and now the head coach of Robert Morris College.
Don't get scared, Marv. These are coming to Buffalo. They're coming after you.
Adrian Morrell, Richie Anderson back for the kickoff, and it's handled by Morrell, who has good speed. And he gets across the 25-yard line. Adrian Morrell in his second year out of West Virginia, stopped by the backup tight end, Lonnie Johnson. The Jets 17 and the Bills 3 as the second half gets underway. I mentioned the New York Titans, Paul. Very first meeting, the Titans beat the Buffalo Bills 27-3. That was back in 1960 when these players were not sure they were going to receive their checks on time.
But did they beat the Los Angeles Chargers, who I played for in 1960? No, they did not.
It is a first down at the 27-yard line. Long count by Boomer Esiason. Johnny Johnson bounce it on the slant, taken down by Cornelius Bennett. Pickup of 5 on the play.
You take a look at these drives. They only had the one drive of three plays, and that's what you look at. The first drive was so impressive. Remember, the Bills took the opening kickoff, marched down, kicked the field goal. Jets get the ball back at their own 30. 15 plays later, they score a touchdown. Punted twice, then they ended up with a touchdown, 7 plays, and then a field goal with 7.
It's a second down and 5.
With a flag on the play. They're throwing a flag, and they want the Bills to back up. There's where the flag is over there. I don't know whether they're going to penalize them or not, but they want the Bills backing up. Get away from the sideline. Get back beyond that white mark, that yellow mark, any mark.
Second sideline warning. That's the final warning.
And final warning.
There has been an attempt to clean up the sideline. A lot of hangers-on over the years have been able to spend time at the respective benches, and they want the players in an orderly fashion watching the game.
Well, that's his final warning. After that, they have to go in the locker room, and they'll call him from the bullpen. They can't stay out. Well, there'll be a penalty.
Second down and 5 from the 32-yard line. Johnson. A short pickup. Phil Hansen, the left defensive end, made the tackle of Johnson.
2 plays in a row, they're running at Hansen. Phil Hansen away from Bruce Smith. We thought we'd see Bruce Smith on the nose, and then would move Cornelius Bennett in front of Darryl Talley, which is a new defense. But since they've been very successful, I think the defense stopping the run so far, basically stopping the run, that they haven't used it.
3rd down and 3. Monk to the left. Running backs Johnson and Anderson. Now Johnson peels off. Esiason goes the short route, picks up a first down, connecting with Johnny Johnson, but a penalty marker has been tossed.
Donnie Mitchell is saying that he was held by Cornelius Bennett, 97. Now we'll find out.
Holding number 97 of the defense. Penalty is declined. First down.
First down. Johnny Johnson gets it. Here comes Mitchell. 86. Look at Bennett. That's holding. And then here we go again. He held him coming off the line of scrimmage. You see the flag. Now look at Johnny Mitchell. See, now, hey. You can get your hands on him, and as long as he's in front of you. But once he goes by, you have to let him go. And that was holding.
That's first down from the 41-yard line. Off the fake. Esiason to a wide-open Rob Moore. His second catch of the day. That's good for 23 yards. The free safety, Matt Darby, made the stop.
Watch Moore what he does with his body. Now remember, there was a broken bone in his left hand, his wrist. Watch what he does with his body. Watch how he catches this ball. Watch this, in his chest. See that? He uses the right arm. The left arm, all it does is come across. You asked him yesterday, you said, you know, you do catch most of the time with your right hand. He says, that is the hand I catch with. The left hand is just to make sure I don't drop the ball.
As Paul has mentioned earlier, I'm not a doctor, you're not a doctor, but I can see you playing Rob Moore today. Johnny Johnson gets inside the 30-yard line. Henry Jones made the stop. I still feel that they took a big chance.
I think they're taking a very big chance with him, but he's made 2 pretty good catches. Now, we got Rob Moore. He's up here at the top of the screen. Now, watch what happens when he comes across. Watch what the defense does here. I think this is they're in zone defense. Now, they're going to let him go across the middle. What happens is they're so conscious of Mitchell that the linebackers don't get deep enough, and Rob Moore is wide open in the middle of the field.
Second down and 3 at the 29-yard line. Short set by Esiason, has the first down with Moore. And that's the first time that Moore has handled the ball in traffic.
But, you know, again, you got to get the ball to this guy. He's going to create a lot of problems. They've got one-on-one coverage. Look how far off they are. The ball hits him in the chest. Now, the problem with running with the ball, he can't use that left arm to thwart anybody off. He's just got to keep it down to his side. I suggested they put pockets in his pants, so he just put his hand in his pocket. You don't have to worry about it. It's hard running like that, though.
It's a first down at the 24-yard line. Moore is to the right, Monk to the left. So the Jets controlling the ball here at the start of the 3rd quarter. Johnny Johnson stopped at the line. Henry Jones, the strong safety, came up to make the hit.
You know, you got a few problems. When you're safety blitzing now down in this part of the field with Henry Jones, there's not enough people to block. Now, Henry Jones will be on the top of this screen. He's just going to come down inside. There's nobody there to block him. Rob Moore was out there, but again, it's his left arm. He's out on the right-hand side. There's no way he can use that left arm to block.
Henry Jones, suddenly the elder statesman of the Bills' defensive secondary, which has gone through a major overhaul. Second down and 8. Esiason after the fake, and it's broken up. Nearly picked off. Intended for Mitchell. Bennett broke it up.
Boy, Cornelius Bennett again. We saw earlier in the first, I think it was the first quarter, one-on-one coverage on Mitchell. Watch this. Watch 97 Bennett on Mitchell. Now, that's an illegal chuck. That's beyond the line of scrimmage. That could have been called on Cornelius Bennett, but he didn't. Boomer, looking here. He's not happy.
Brings up a 3rd down and 8.
That's pretty good coverage, isn't it? With a little illegal chuck.
The New York Jets have had their way against the Buffalo Bills. Timeout was called by the Jets. 9:46 remaining. 3rd quarter. 80,000 has not had much to cheer about. Number 88, Stevie Anderson checking in for the first time. He has been one of the big surprises of the summer for the Jets. Had a very strong preseason. I mentioned earlier Boomer Esiason, nicknamed him Forrest Gump, complimenting Stevie Anderson's blazing speed. 3rd and 8. Down at the Buffalo 22. Look out. Mix up off the snap, and Esiason able to cover up.
All right, here comes Lowry into the ball game. Just the exchange was bad between Sweeney and Boomer Esiason. But now, if this ball is missed by Nick Lowry, if this field goal is missed, the ball will come back. If you haven't heard by now, the new rule, it'll come back to the 32-yard line and not back to the 24-yard line.
It is a 42-yard attempt. Lowry earlier hit from 27. And it is good.
It hit the goalpost and still ricocheted in. But that was a bad snap. I mean, they had a tough time getting the ball down.
Nice work by the holder, Brian Hansen, to turn it around.
Yeah, this is a low-line drive. Watch Hansen's hands. Now, the ball is down. He really has a tough time getting it, and he doesn't have the strings forward. Still makes it.
Hard to... Of the day, hitting from 42 yards away, getting set to kick it off to the combination of Russell Copeland and Don Beebe. 9 minutes, 10 seconds. Remaining 3rd quarter, and the Jets lead the Bills 20-3. Again, Beebe on the return. And Beebe is stopped at the 18-yard line by Pat Terrell. Timeout is called. We'll be back in Buffalo in a moment.
Field goal does a great job. Now, I want you to see what happens here. Look where the strings are. Hold on when we get it down here. Right there. Look at this ball. Now, look where you see where these strings are right now? They are facing Lowry. Now, this is going to make that ball go left. And when he kicks it, the ball goes left, hits the upright. You see the ball coming in here left, hits the upright and bounces in. But it has to go left.
And here's Kelly on the roll. And completes to the tight end, Metzelars, who was immediately hit by Lewis. First catch by Metzelars. Right here, let's check in with Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Marv, at Miami, all eyes on Dan Marino at the start of the day. Perhaps they should have been watching Drew Bledsoe. His second TD pass to Ben Coates, 62 yards. The Patriots lead the Dolphins 21-10, 3rd quarter. Marvin Paul.
All right, Greg. Off the swing, Thurman Thomas out across the 25-yard line. And James Hasty made the stop.
The one thing, you know, that Pete Carroll was telling us about the number of plays because of this hurry-up that they get, the Buffalo Bills. Well, I'm going to tell you what, Pete, a little wrong today. You have 48 plays. The Bills now have 30 plays. They had 28 plays, but they have 30 now. So you're up by 18 so far.
New York Jets able to control the football. They had it for the first 6 minutes of this 3rd quarter. They had it for close to 10 minutes. Back in the 1st quarter, Thurman Thomas bottled up by Marvin Washington, and that receives the reaction from the crowd.
You know, this is not vintage Buffalo. They are just doing the Jets defense. They're doing everything they want to do. This is a draw play. Kelly hands it off to Thurman Thomas, but there's no chance. Paul Fraze is the man that makes the play, number 91. He is in the backfield.
Fourth punt of the day for Chris Moore. And Clifford Hicks is back at his 30-yard line. Good punt by Moore. Back comes Hicks. And he cuts his way to the 35. Mark Maddox made the stop. 7:06 remaining in this third quarter.
Yeah.
Well, earlier today, the Indianapolis Colts walloping the Houston Oilers 45-21. Strong game for Jim Harbaugh, the new Colt quarterback, and Dallas in front of Pittsburgh 13-3 in the second quarter. And that's our big game next week. Houston playing Dallas here on NBC. We suggest you check your local listings for the games in your area. Adrian Morrell has checked into the backfield and gets the handoff. Morrell is driven back. Phil Hansen, Cornelius Bennett involved on the tackle of Adrian Morrell. Jim Sweeney, the starting center, replaced by Cal Dixon. No report on why. Perhaps Jim just getting a rest. But Cal Dixon, a 3-year man out of Florida, now operating at center. Roger Duffy, Dwayne White at the guards. And Ciapelli, Matamala, and Jeff Criswell at the tackles. This offensive line for the Jets has done a very strong job. Second down and 9 from the 37. The Jets with a 20-3 lead. Intended for Anthony Johnson.
That ball was right on target. Anthony Johnson should catch the ball. You can't throw it any better than this. Anthony Johnson, watch this. He's coming inside. The ball hits him right in the hands. He beats Henry Jones.
Anthony Johnson spent 4 years with the Colts, signed as a free agent, an excellent receiver usually. Coming out of the backfield at 55 catches last year with Indianapolis. Third down and 9.
Going to put somebody on Mitchell.
Crowd trying to rev up the Bills defense. Esiason off the roll. And he has a first down with Rob Moore. For Moore, his 4th catch of the day. That's good for 13 yards.
Rob, they had the blitz on that time, and they had people coming after Boomer Esiason. Bruce Smith was out there. They just didn't get to him, and then Rob Moore is open. When you do this, watch this. Bruce Smith to the left of the screen is going to come in, and he forces Boomer to get back to the outside. Boomer gets out there. Remember, Boomer is going to his left. He's a left-handed passer. Rob Moore is open. They're covering Mitchell. Marcus Patton is down on Mitchell. But not Rob Moore.
That's for the first down at midfield. And again, Boomer mixing it up. Richie Anderson, the ball carrier. The last time the Jets beat the Bills here in Buffalo was back in the '92 season. You may recall, Paul, that emotional trip here to Buffalo. That was just a week after Dennis Byrd was involved in that terrible collision. And despite having lost to the Bills 10 consecutive times, the Jets beat the Bills 24-17. Buffalo was a 17-point favorite entering the game. While the Jets were 3-9 and suffering through an awful season, they were able to come up with that victory. Bills have won 12 of the last 13 against the Jets. And this is Morrell. Cornelius Bennett made the stop. And we just received the report on Jim Sweeney, as we guessed, is just being rested. That was part of the original plan. The coaches, from time to time, will rest some of the regulars, so Cal Dixon has come on for this series.
They didn't tell us the entire plan then yesterday when we talked to them. They told us some of the plan, but held back on the Sweeney deal. So we'll talk to them because we have them for a couple of weeks. We'll talk to them about that.
Yes, it's a third down and 6. And again, Esiason completes to Moore. Rob Moore with his 5th catch of the day. Henry Jones on the tackle. It's another Jet first down, 18 yards on the pass play.
All right, now let's credit the offensive line, though. You're going to see Rob Moore coming across, but look at the time that if you think about it, all this time that Boomer Esiason has. Henry Jones is covering Rob Moore. That's kind of a mismatch there because of the speed. But now when Criswell is on Bruce Smith, Criswell to the outside, forces Bruce Smith outside. He has no chance. He just takes them all the way by the quarterback, so thank you very much. But credit the offensive line. Boomer has time to throw the ball.
Boomer Esiason now 14 of 24, continues to mix it up. Morrell. Adrian Morrell provides a change of pace in that Jets backfield. Run out by the free safety, Matt Darby.
I'm going to tell you something. James Thornton is blocking so well. The other tight end, number 80, he just takes Darryl Talley beyond the play, which enabled Morrell to get to the outside. But Thornton is just, I mean, he is doing a great job. You're going to see coming down right there. There's the block that he makes. But he's going up and down that line of scrimmage, blocking nose tackles and linebackers. Here he comes again.
Second down and 1 off the 9-yard gain by Morrell. Now Morrell darting his way. And a penalty marker is down. Morrell trying to pick up the first down. Taken down by Gogenius and Patton.
I think Thornton just got called for holding. He got to grab the hold of Lodish by the shoulder pads. I think that's who they're going to call.
Holding number 80 of the offense.
Yeah. 10 yards. I said he'd been blocking so well, which he has been, but that time he steps into the middle and just grabs Lodish by the shoulder pads and pulls him out. Why me? Me? Yeah, you. I mean, he's in motion. Here he comes right here. Take a look at number 80. That's Thornton. Watch what he does. You're going to see his hands on 73 Lodish. Into the hole. Now grabs it. See his left arm? You think that's holding? Look at Lodish. He doesn't even know it. Great call by the official.
It sets it back to a second down and 11 at the Buffalo 29. Esiason behind Monk, incomplete, covered by Mickey Washington. Paul, the Bills have had the ball in this third quarter for only 3 plays and less than 2 minutes.
1 minute and 54 seconds. We're down to 2:25. The Jets took the opening drive in the half and went 6 minutes and got 3. Now the Bills had it for 1 minute and 54 with that hurry-up offense of theirs. It didn't produce anything. And then the Jets, here they go again. They're down to 2:25 in the third. If they put another score up on this board, it makes it 23-13. The Bills are going to be in a hole that I don't think they can get out of.
This is the 9th play of the drive. Esiason off the punt. Going for a touchdown. Matt Darby will stay right there, and they'll bring it out to the 20.
He was trying to hit Rob Moore in the end zone, but Boomer, this is all Boomer's fault, and he will take the blame for this. Watch what he does. He fakes right here quick to Moore. Now they go down. The double coverage, he doesn't. This ball's floating. Darby comes in. Excellent play by the defense. Interception, keeps it in the end zone.
A champion in the world of sports, and now a business winner.
This is a moment ago, but from the Buffalo point of view, Paul, we talked about one of the major keys in the game, Thurman Thomas, and to this point he has not done it. 6 carries, only 5 yards.
Yeah, and that's what the Jets said, and everyone. You know, we talked to Lageman and all these guys that said, you know, how do you win this football game? What do you have to do defensively? And every guy in unison, they all. Thurman Thomas, stop him.
Now Kelly picks it up and finds Reed. Andre Reed snapped up short of the first down. Picked up about 8, his 4th catch of the day.
Now, here we talked about the opening drive, the Bills. They went down the field, 11 plays, got a field goal. But after that, it really has been absolutely nothing.
Now Kelly has to put it in the air as time is running short. Thomas, though, to the ground, has the first down, and the flag is thrown. A minute 40 remaining in this third quarter. Ronnie Lott made the stop on Thurman Thomas.
Holding
Buffalo.
74 of the offense. 10 yards. Repeat second.
Glenn Parker.
Glenn Parker, the left guard, the man who took over for Jim Richer late last season. The major question marks going into this year concerning the Buffalo Bills, the right tackle, Jerry Krantz, has taken over the position for the departed Howard Ballard. We have the left side with John Fina, who took over last year for Will Wolford. And a secondary that has completely been shuffled.
This is a new football team. Washington got offside. They threw the flag.
Metzelars coughs it up. Recovered by the Jets. But as you mentioned, a penalty marker is back in the Buffalo backfield.
Marvin Washington's offside. Mo Lewis comes up with a tackle that strips the ball from Metzelars.
Offsides, number 97 of the defense. 5 yards. Repeat, second down.
You know, you're talking about the Bills, Marvin, all the changes that have been made. But since that first drive, they are just not even in sync. They're not even close to being in sync. I mean, it just seems like slow motion. None of the things that they're trying to do are working. Now, one of the things Kelly told us yesterday was the reason that the Jets play so well against them, New England plays so well Miami, because they play it twice a year. They've seen this offense so many times.
2nd and 6. Thomas. He's cut off inside the 25. Good play by Aaron Glenn. We had a nice chat with Aaron, rookie from Texas A&M. Jets were hoping that he would also be the punt returner, that he did lead the nation last year in that department, but he had problems muffing 3 in one game preseason against the Eagles. But they see a bright future at left corner for Aaron Glenn. Here's Kelly. He's able to complete to Andre Reed. Lott made the stop. You see Glenn alongside. I asked Aaron, how tall are you? He's listed at 5'9". He claims he's 5'9 and a half. I would say 5'7".
I'm going to tell you, you heard
7 and a half.
You heard him. You stood up next to him and said, "You're not 5'9".
No, he's not. Kenneth Davis has checked into the Buffalo backfield. Kelly tried to improvise again, took a hard hit, and it was nearly picked off. Marvin Washington all over Jim Kelly.
Mo Lewis almost made an interception here. Kelly, he's trying to improvise. He's trying to find somebody. He's looking out to the right, and there's nobody open. Now watch, he doesn't feel the pressure coming right in his face. You've got to be able to see it, and I think that Washington got a piece of the ball. It knocked it up in the air, and Lewis almost had the interception.
Down to 13 seconds remaining in the third. 2nd down and 10. And the diving catch made by Beebe.
Boy, Kelly got drilled by Hasty. They ran a corner blitz, and Kelly, they didn't have enough people to pick up on the outside, and James Hasty just drills Kelly. Look at the top side. You'll see it. Bang.
Buffalo did pick up the first down. That's the end of the third. Back after this from your local station. Buffalo, Marv Albert with Paul McGuire. Beautiful 63-degree day here in upstate New York, and the New York Jets with a 20-3 lead on the Buffalo Bills. The Bills first down from the 49. Kelly going deep. It is intercepted by Marcus Turner. Marcus Turner on the interception, and then runs it out of bounds. Marcus Turner in his 6th season out of UCLA. In his 3rd year with the Jets, after 3 with the Cardinals, operating as the nickel back, picking off that pass that was intended for Don Beebe.
See, now Marcus Turner knows that he has help inside. So now all he has to do is run with Beebe, because he's got Brian Washington. You'll see him come into the picture in a moment. But look at this. Here's Turner making the pick, and there's Washington picking off Beebe. That's just great coverage downfield. The ball was thrown, was hung up a little bit in the air, but Turner makes a nice interception, and Pete Carroll is a happy camper. He may not. I'll tell you what, I bet you if they win this game, he doesn't go to bed till Wednesday.
Yes, that's true.
He'll be able to.
More in motion. Jets first down from their 35-yard line. And through the hands of Johnny Johnson. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, at Miami, Dan Marino, Keith Jackson hooking up. Pretty historic pass. Marino, 26-yard touchdown, the 300th of his career. But Drew Bledsoe has just thrown his 3rd of the game. New England leads it 28-18. Back to Marvin Paul.
Thank you, Greg. You recall the final day of the season a year ago. Bill Parcells and his Patriots defeated Don Shula and the Dolphins in a sensational game by Drew Bledsoe. Patriots trying to hold on next week. They will be home for the Buffalo Bills. Here's Johnson. And Johnson is stopped at the line outside. Bills trying to strip the ball. Hanson and Jones all over Johnson.
Well, the Bills, I think, have done what they wanted to do as far as Johnny Johnson is concerned, stopping him. I think that is the one thing. Mitchell, they haven't really stopped. And the guy they really didn't count on that has been a major impact, I think, in this ball game is Rob Moore.
And it has been a very solid performance by Boomer Esiason, coming off a shaky preseason and also coming off a very poor second half of the season after the excellent start a year ago. Boomer 14 for 27, 213 yards. And nearly intercepted. Mickey Washington scaling for that one. That was intended for Rob Moore.
Mickey Washington, if he gets this one, he's gone. That's really the second bad pass that Boomer Esiason has thrown. The one was the interception before, and this was almost another interception. He's got some heat on him coming up front. Washington almost makes a one-handed catch. If he caught it, he'd have been gone. Because Moore was going the other way, he would have never been able to catch him.
Now Brian Hanson, who has had a good day, 57-yard punt in his first attempt. Jeff Burris is back at the 20. Low snap handled by Hanson. Penalty flag thrown. Burris muffs it, Tony for the fair catch.
This play is dead, folks, so don't even pay any attention to it. I think it might have been delay of game. I'm not sure.
Before the ball was snapped, the 25-second clock expired. Delay of game on the offense. 5 yards.
That's the only reason they would have stopped it, is delay of game. Burris said, thank you. Oh, thank you. Because what happens is they hold up the snap, and the upback is Kyle Clifton, who is a linebacker, and he read that they were going to rush because they left the two outside guys alone. No one covered him. So they just held up the call, and the 25-second clock ran out.
Well, Hanson now drops back to his 15-yard line. Will look to return it. And Burris reaching out near the 40. A 44-yard punt and 11-yard return. Stadium. Look at Mo Lewis, who has been one of the spark plugs of a Jet defense that has played exceptionally well here this afternoon, allowing the Bills only that one early field goal by Steve Christie. That's been it. Jets 20, Bills 3, 13-15, remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Bills start out from their 38-yard line. That pass thrown low, intended for Russell Copeland, who was defended by Mo Lewis.
Yeah, you know, when Russell Copeland is coming across, watch 57 on the left-hand side of your screen. He doesn't really have to do anything. Copeland knows he's there. You see Copeland look at him. He moved his arm. You don't like to go in there where the linebackers are, folks.
Second down and 10. Again, Kelly facing pressure. Hooks up with a short pattern. Pete Metzelaars stopped by Marvin Jones, and the Bills not able to get anything going.
One of the things that we've noticed in this ball game about the Jets this year, the linebackers are very, very active.
Combination of Bobby Houston, Kyle Clifton, and Marvin Jones, and Mo Lewis flag throwing. Kelly taken down.
Offside Jets.
Kurt Barber, number 98, getting to Jim Kelly. But it appears the flag against the Jets.
Oh, the Jets are saying it's against Buffalo.
Offsides. Number 57 of the defense. 5 yards.
It is Mo Lewis.
Third down.
And we'll take the opportunity to check in once again with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Marv, at Miami, we told you about Drew Bledsoe's third touchdown pass of the day. Here it is, 5 yards to Michael Timpson. Good day for Bledsoe, good day for the Patriots. 28-18, they lead in the third, Marv.
All right, Greg. As we mentioned earlier, next week, Buffalo Bills will play at New England. Next Sunday, the Jets face the Broncos at home against Denver. The handoff to Thurman Thomas.
He didn't make it. They went with their big offensive line along with Fina was an eligible receiver, and then they ran the ball to Thurman. And there is a flag on the play. Now the Jets are now signaling this against Buffalo holding. It puts them at 4th down and about 1. And I don't, you know, in this situation, do you go for it or do you penalize them? I would penalize them because the reason I say that, I would penalize them because the way the defense is played. The defense has played so well. Put them back. They haven't gained more than 4 or 5 yards at any given time.
10 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a tough call when you have the whole right side holding.
Sets it back to a 3rd down and 11. Back at the 37-yard line. Fina and Crafts at the tackle. Davis and Parker at the guards. Hold the center. They have gone most of the way. Kelly throws the middle and completes to Beebe for a 1st down. 15-yard hookup.
You think Kelly doesn't have the arm to get it there? Beebe is, I mean, you're going to see Beebe end up, he's going to be surrounded by white shirts in green helmets. Here comes Beebe inside. Watch where this ball is thrown. Look at all those guys around him, and he makes the catch in the middle for the 1st down. Ronnie Lott makes the play, but after the 1st down.
Second catch of the day for Beebe. Kelly is 16 of 28, 142 yards, but picked off twice. Kelly can't find anybody, and that is hauled down. And Kurt Barber this time will get credit for a sack. Got to Kelly just moments ago, but the penalty wiped that out. That's the 1st sack of the day for the Jets.
And credit to defensive secondary. Look at Kelly has no place to go. 3 times he pumps to try to throw the ball, and he has no one to throw the ball to. Barber makes a super play, makes a tackle.
2nd and 13 from the Buffalo 49.
Blitz.
Kelly gets it off. Has a 1st down with Beebe. Check that, short of the 1st down. Beebe run out by Marcus Turner. That's good for 10.
You see what Marcus Turner does here? When Beebe catches the ball, he's to the outside. Marcus Turner, 23. Right here, he goes to hit him. He sees out about and he lets go right there. Now, the official won't call that. Just a slight bump. Good play by the defensive back. Nice throw by Kelly.
It's a 3rd and about 3. On the dive for the 1st down, and a flag is thrown.
They're going to call pass interference.
Jim Kelly very upset.
He's that upset.
Interference. Number 88 of the
offense. The tight end pushing off of Mo Lewis, number 57. That's why he's upset. We see Mo Lewis is on Metzelaars. Now watch this. He pushes him off. That's Jim, don't complain about that because that is pass interference. Remember now that the defensive man can bump within 5 yards, but you can't push off of the offensive man. Is he upset? Ted. Another big 3rd down situation.
It's 3rd and 13 for Marv Levy and his Buffalo Bills. Kelly to the sideline, the hands of Don Beebe. That would have been a 1st down. Aaron Glenn on the cover, and New England with a 28-25 lead in the 3rd quarter. Miami on the 54-yard touchdown pass picked off by Irving Fryer, moving within 3 points of the Patriots.
Now, here's the situation. You're down 20-3, 17 points, 4th down and about 12 or 13. You've got to go for it. Oh, Kelly's in trouble.
And he is taken down back at the 35-yard line. Paul Freys, Marvin Washington.
I'll tell you what,
on that side.
Marv, they ate up that offensive line, and I hate to say it, they really did. Washington, Freys, and Lageman also has a point. But here comes Washington. Kraft's on the outside. He's holding. But look at this. When he turns, Washington's got him. Fraze's in his face, and there's Lageman. Lageman, he's on Fina. He goes inside. Fraze goes to the outside. Washington forces Kelly right into Fraze, and the sack. Lageman's also there, which leads to this. They're leaving. Yo.
Yes, the folks here in Buffalo have been heading for the exits right throughout this fourth quarter, and this is a rare sight at Rich Stadium.
You don't see that very often here.
Johnny Johnson, the ball carrier. And once again, we'll check in with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Marv, you mentioned Dan Marino's third touchdown pass of the day. Here it is, 54 yards to Irving Fryer, number 301 of his career. Both quarterbacks in this game with 3 TD tosses on the afternoon. 28-25. New England's lead is down to 3, Marv.
Thank you, Greg. Here, coming up on 9.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, the Jets with a 20-3 lead on Buffalo, and they have a second down and 4 at the Bills' 30-yard line. Johnson stopped by Phil Hansen. It's been an outstanding day for Johnny Johnson as a pass receiver and as a runner. 22 carries, 63 yards, 4 receptions for 33 yards.
You know, Marv Levy, you take a look at this team, they've only scored 3 points in this entire ballgame. That was in the first drive. There's Marv Levy, and what do you say to this team? Marv is so laid back that, I mean, this is one game. It's the beginning of the season. It's one game. I think the discouraging thing, though, it's a team that's in their division, in the AFC, the Jets, and that is going to bother him. But what he does better than anyone else is maintains his cool.
Third down and 1. Morrell. Check that. Johnson driving for the marker, stopped by Talley and Gogenius. And it is a first down.
Pete Carroll has just walked 326 miles today. He's going to work on his shoes. He doesn't slow down. Marv kind of stands. Marv Levy stands in one area most of the time. Of course, maybe that age has a little to do with that, maybe.
Levy, the only coach in NFL history to reach 4 straight Super Bowls. Won 5 division titles in 8 seasons with the Buffalo Bills. Morrell stopped by Bennett. He's also lost 4 straight Super Bowls. The general manager, John Butler, likes to point out a mathematician once told him the odds, Paul, of going to 4 straight Super Bowls, 1 in 38,000. Something for you to ponder.
I'll ponder. I'm a ponder.
We'll be right back.
Pondering.
The credit line has nothing to do with value.
Mitsubishi for the Jets at the Buffalo 11-yard line. Jets 20 and the Bills 3. 6:12 remaining in the fourth quarter. Adrian Morrell trying to go to the outside, and he's hit back for a loss. Well, coming up for the Jets next couple of weeks, Denver, Miami, then back home for Chicago. And you thoroughly depressed Aaron Glenn, the rookie quarterback, last night by pointing out he has John Elway to face next week and then Dan Marino in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and after we got done talking to him, and the young man is really a joy to talk to. I said, have a nice night. Sleep. I know he didn't sleep very much, but he had a pretty good game.
Football scouts compare him to Darrell Green, certainly because of the size, but also the speed and leaping abilities.
5'9½".
Morrell putting moves on. Morrell gets to the 5. Patton and Darby able to put down Adrian Morrell. As for the Buffalo Bills schedule next week at New England, then at Houston, back home for Denver.
New England right now leading the Miami Dolphins, and Houston just got clobbered today. I mean, that score was 45-21, but in reality it was 45-0 at one point. So, or 42-0, I think, at one point, and it,
Timeout has been called. It will be a fourth down, about 1 when we come back. Let's check in once again with Greg.
All right, Marv, the game of the day happening at Joe Robbie Stadium. Dan Marino on the flea flicker. 50 yards to Irving Fryar. His 4th TD pass of the day gives him the NFL record for games with 4 more TD passes. He breaks the tie with John Unitas. It's his 18th. Miami leads 32-28. 14 and change to play, Marv.
So a wild one in Miami.
344 yards already, and they've got the 4th quarter to play. Hello.
Nick Lowry in the lineup for the Jets.
Nick the kick.
Yes, Nick Lowry will come on in this 4th and 1. Nick has hit his 2 previous attempts. This from 22 yards away. Earlier hit from 27 and from 42. Make it 3 for 3 for Lowry. And a bad snap, but handled by Brian Hansen.
You know, you get the ball. All you got to do is get it down. Lowry has enough patience. Now watch the follow through in his leg. Bad hold right there, but Lowry takes his time. As soon as he hits it, I mean, he's one of those guys when as soon as he hits it, he doesn't even have to look up. He knows it's good.
Nick Lowry, 3rd on the all-time scoring list behind George Blanda and Jan Stenerud. Signed with the Jets as a free agent following 14 years with Kansas City. Down to 5:08 remaining in this 4th quarter. The Jets now lead 23-3. Look at the football lineup on NBC next week. Miami, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo, New England, Indianapolis, Tampa Bay, the early games. Houston, Dallas, Denver, Jets, Seattle Raiders, Cincinnati, San Diego. A full slate, 8 games on the NBC schedule. We'll be with you, or some of you in certain parts of the country, for the Denver Jet game at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. And it all gets underway with this fine-looking group. NFL Live. It's the Dean of Sideline Reporting, Ahmad Rashad, co-hosting with Greg Gumbel.
I love the way he does those college scores. You know,
a little mishap in the studio yesterday,
really?
I'm told. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well.
And you would bring that up.
Well, he got us, didn't he? You know, it's amazing. The Bills have 10 first downs. You ready for this? They had 4 in the opening drive, Marv. They've had 6 in the last 7 possessions. First downs.
All right, Copeland and Beebe are back, but put on the ground once again and is covered up by Steve Tasker. You look back at this game with Buffalo opening up, as you mentioned, in very crisp fashion with the no huddle, and had to settle for the field goal, 28-yarder by Steve Christie. But the key decision made by the new head coach, Pete Carroll, going for 4th and goal from the 1 on that first drive, and was able to cash in. That turned the game.
Great call. Really was a great call.
And Kelly connecting with 3 for the first down. We are just under 5 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter.
You know, it's so you understand, Aaron Glenn, that time, this Jet team is now playing a soft defense. They will give up some yards getting towards the end zone, but the clock will move. Now we're inside 5 minutes inside the 4th quarter. The clock stops on out of bounds.
Thomas tripped up by Marvin Washington. James Hasty also involved. Thurman Thomas on the ground, 6 carries, 5 yards. And that's part of the story here.
Well, and again, I'm just to go back, and we talked about it right at the beginning. Every Jet that we talked to yesterday said, we stopped Thurman Thomas, we stopped the Buffalo Bills, and we have a very good chance of winning. The score is 23-3.
2nd down and 7. Metzeler. First down at the 30-yard line. Marvin Jones on the tackle.
Bills have no timeouts left. They took all their timeouts while the Jets were moving down to get to 3 points. So they've got to do this without timeouts. They are down by 20 points. I don't think so.
First down at the Jet 29-yard line.
Washington again on Kelly.
That is Marvin Washington coming up with his 2nd sack, 3rd of the day for the Jets.
I love it when you get a sack and then you say, okay, come on in, Kurt. Washington, number 97, gets inside Fina, gets Kelly stepping up, makes the sack, then gets up, motions to the bench. Kurt Barber, come on in.
It's a 2nd and 15. That was almost intercepted. Intended for Don Beebe.
Well, Lott was looking at Beebe, and it looked like he was getting ready to take a shot at Beebe, and Beebe sees Lott. The ball goes over Beebe's head. I don't think he had a chance to get the ball, and Lott gets it with one hand, but he was really looking at Beebe.
3rd and 15. Kelly can't find anyone, and now he does. Andre Reed took a delayed hit. Marvin Jones involved on the stop. It's a 1st down for the Bills. 7th catch for Reed, but these are all artificial numbers. Apparently a flag has been tossed.
Back at the line of scrimmage, and it's holding against the Buffalo Bills. So Andre Reed takes a shot from Jones that he didn't need, and John Davis may be the man they call for holding, number 65, the right guard. We didn't hear anything. Now we're at 3rd and 25. Well, it's 4 downs for these guys anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Kelly taking a deeper drop and then flipped it. I think that's with his left hand, and may have been picked off. Now it's ruled incomplete.
Well, this almost looks like a lateral, because the ball, to me, looked like it might have gone backwards to Thurman Thomas. He was trying to get it left-handed to Thurman Thomas. Kelly's trying to do whatever he can. Here it comes. The defensive line just hauls off. You see this ball is thrown. Paul Fraze is there. He almost has the ball in his hands, but the question to me was that ball from behind?
We have seen Jim Kelly in desperation attempt that type of flip on several occasions here this afternoon.
Because you're running for your life. The defensive line, I mean, they're just having a ball now. Those 4 guys are just teeing up. They have absolutely no run responsibility whatsoever, and all they're doing now is just going for the quarterback. The 2 outside guys, the ends, and say, I'll meet you back there at 12. And not 12 o'clock either.
So it is a 4th and 25, 3:11 remaining in this 4th quarter, and Kelly will just have to fire it down. He does, throws one up in the air, and it is broken up. So the Jets will take over on down.
Brian Washington gets his hand on it, but anybody could have knocked that thing down.
Well, tonight, a double feature of movie hits right here on NBC starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central, with the comedy adventure Police Academy 6, City Under Siege. And then stay tuned for a murder mystery based on a true story, Confessions, 2 Faces of Evil. That's all tonight right here on NBC. Jets take over at their 44-yard line.
You know, I agree with you wholeheartedly. When that decision of going for it on 4th down by the coach, by Pete Carroll, gave the confidence to this offensive team.
I think that Pete Carroll just, this is an early celebration, but there's no question about the outcome here, but he got dunked as Adrian Morrell took that handoff.
And he loves it.
Please do it. Eluded it.
Please do it 15 more times to me.
It's a 2nd down and 7. We're down to 2:15 remaining as Morrell is stopped by Filion. And we come up to 2 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. I think the deceptive moves of Pete Carroll may have eluded getting the full treatment. He saw it coming. 2 minutes remaining 4th quarter. congratulations from Jet trainer Bob Reese. It will be a very pleasant charter flight back to the New York area for Pete Carroll and the Jets.
Reese started here with Buffalo.
The last time that the Buffalo Bills lost on opening day as Adrian Morrell gets the call. 31-28, 1987, and the Jets did it here in Buffalo. Let's check in once again with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
Marv, you won't believe it. In Miami, Drew Bledsoe's 4th touchdown pass of the day, 23 yards. Watch the catch by Ray Crittenden. 35-32 New England. 10 minutes to play in the game, Marv.
All right, Greg, here it's a 23-3 lead for the Jets. Minute 25 remaining in this 4th quarter. It is a 4th down and 10, and so here's Brian Hansen to punt. Jeff Burris is back and lets it go. Crowd has been filing out here at Rich Stadium since late 3rd quarter, early 4th. I'd have to say, Paul, this is what the worst defeat the Bills have suffered since the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and this town, you know, I live here. This town was so hyped up about this football team, and you know, they went through preseason, and they won 3 and lost 1, which they normally don't do. They don't ever really concentrate on winning. They like to win, and that's fine if it goes, but they had a great preseason. They looked very good. They had a super training camp, and they were expecting big things. But what did Pete Carroll say to us yesterday? He said, sitting in the meeting, and he looked at us, and he's a very confident man. He said, I don't see any way that the Buffalo Bills can beat us tomorrow.
And the man is correct.
Yeah, he is.
Frank Reich has taken over for Jim Kelly, who finished 20 of 36, 179 yards. That's Kenneth Davis trying to stiff arm his way. And that is Victor Green, second-year man from Akron, getting involved with Kenneth Davis. We are down to 54 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. I'd like to thank our spotters, Michael Gluck, Steve Solomon, Mr. Stats, our statistician, Elliot Kalb, help from Carrie Haller, Larry Pollock, the executive producer of NBC Sports, Tommy Roy, our producer today, David Neal, director Dick Klein. The Jets with a convincing 23-3 lead on the Bills as Russell Copeland is taken down by Mo Lewis. A very impressive start for Boomer Esiason. Well, with all the questions being raised concerning the Boomer off the lackluster preseason, Jet defensive unit did the job as they held Thurman Thomas in check. Down to 25 seconds remaining. Tyler Metzelars with the clock continuing to run. We're down to 15. So Pete Carroll with a successful head coaching debut.
I'll tell you, he didn't hug the head linesman. That's the only guy he didn't hug.
And time has run out. The Bills hearing some boos from the crowd. The Jets had lost 12 of the last 13 against Buffalo. They come away with a victory here today.